no touch, don't speak to me without my fucking C-O-N-S-E-N-T. You love your neighbor, but you better ask first. You prey on trauma with that holy thirst. You'll catch these hands if you lay hands on me without my fucking C-O-N-S-E-N-T. If you don't get it, yes, you'll never have consent. I submit, bitch, don't get it bad. My body ain't a toy, dude, don't even play it without consent. Keep your filthy hands away. C-O-N-S-E-N-T. No praying, no praying, no touch, don't speak to me without my fucking C-O-N-S-E-N-T. My yes, my no is a no. Bitch, learn your scriptures. If you know, you know. You quote the Bible when it benefits you. But fuck your book and fuck you too. You don't ask for consent, cause your God never does. He just takes what he wants, then calls it love. Chosen without asking, punished without. This is what they preach, that love is about. Your Jesus doesn't know, he demands you comply. Deny yourself, follow me, and don't ask why. Heaven's full of godly men who tell and send me first class straight to heaven. My yes, my no is a no. Bitch, learn your scriptures. If you know, you know. You quote the Bible when it benefits you. But my consent ain't subject to you. C-O-N-S-E-N-T. 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 No praying, no touch, don't speak to me without my fucking C-O-N-S-E-N-T.
Alrighty, we're gonna get into it now with my sermon today. I'm gonna try my best with these names again. It's hard for me to pronounce it. I speak English and some Spanish. Hebrew is not one of the languages I speak. Hey, Quan. Welcome in. Dreams can come true. Silly Goose, Godwin, Glitter, La Paquette, Robin, Ty here, of course. You guys, welcome in, welcome in. We're going to start today with my sermon called Mehetabel, Madrid, and Mezahab. That's who's next. I don't think I really, I think this is called the Matriarch Trinity is what I named this. So here we go.
I would have never guessed that, by the way.
I know, I would have never guessed it either. Wait till you find out though. Like this is pretty cool. Okay, it's pretty cool. This has been so enlightening to me. I cannot tell you how much I learn every time I start a new one. And the next one, phenomenal one. Okay. I am working on something so cool for you guys. I think that next week I will be releasing a sermon and a song that go together. And I've never done that before. I mean, I have a sermon and a song that go together, but I didn't release them together. 639, the tripod. Hadar died, and Samlah of Masreka reigned in his place. The name of his wife was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. At first glance, this feels like filler. Just another king, just another name, just another genealogy. But Genesis 36 is not random history. Verse 31 already told us what this chapter is doing. These are the kings who reigned in the land of Edom before any king reigned over the children of Israel. This is comparison. Edom, organized, crowned, structured, human monarchy established. Israel, no king yet, struggling, claiming that Yahweh alone is king. This chapter closes Esau's national file. And instead of ending on a king, it ends on 3 women. Mehetabel, daughter of Matred, daughter of Mezahav. 3 generations, clustered, placed deliberately at the end. In a patriarchal text where women are barely named, 3 Edomite women close a nation. These women are not decorative. They are the tripod that holds the lens in which we are to view Edom. Before we judge them, before we compare them, before theology steps in, we see a nation supported by a triad of very memorable women. The 3 legs of the tripod. Before we interpret, before we speculate, before we theologize, we start with what we know. The names in the order they are given. First, Mehetabel. Her name in Hebrew means God does good, or more literally, God makes good or God does well. This is the plain meaning of her name. And because of my strong Christian upbringing, and Tahir, you can come off mute for this because I know I'm going to get a response from you on this, okay? And because of my strong Christian upbringing, I cannot help but when I hear her name, think of the chant that we all repeated in our sleep. God is good. All the time.
God is good.
All the time. God is good. That's right. God is good. That's what her name brings to mind. Second, Matred. Her name comes from a Hebrew root that carries the idea of pursuit, pressing forward, chasing, moving with force or intention. Not passive, not expelled, but active motion. Her name carries movement. Gold or golden waters. Gold, value, abundance, flow. That is what her name means. No commentary yet. No tradition layered on top. Just this. God does good, pressing forward, waters of gold. 3 women, 3 names, 3 identities preserved. And the text gives them to us in that order. Why this placement matters. This is a sermon, Clara, that about 3 women in Genesis. This is not Israel's genealogy. This is Edom's, and that matters. In Israelite genealogies, women are typically named to move the line forward, to identify the mother of a significant man, to clarify inheritance, to carry us through the covenant story. They are connective tissue. But here, 3 women close a nation. Not 1, 3. And in Hebrew imagination, numbers are not random. 3 signals completion, 3 signals stability, 3 establishes a pattern. A matter is confirmed by 2 or 3 witnesses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the Holy Trinity. The rhythm of repetition, once, twice, 3 times. 3 carries weight. It creates structure. It creates finality. It creates emphasis. So when a genealogy closes with 3 women, we are not looking at filler. We are looking at deliberate pattern. And not Israelite women, Edomite women. According to tradition, it is Moses himself writing this down. And even if we do not hold to the Mosaic authorship, it is still a Hebrew scribe preserving these names. That means something. These women were prominent enough that a Hebrew writer knew their names and chose to record them. Why? Was it admiration? Was it contrast? Was it rhetorical framing? Genesis 36 already set up comparison. These are the kings who reigned in Edom before any king reigned over the children of Israel. Edom, human kings, established monarchy. Israel, claiming Yahweh is king. And let's be clear about the world they live in. At that time, kings were already being treated as gods. Pharaoh wasn't just a ruler, he was divine or the son of God. Human kings were trying to elevate themselves into cosmic status. And here we have a cosmic God choosing to call himself king. That's strange. He is more than a king. He is supposed to be the creator of everything. And yet he adopts the language of a throne, of hierarchy, of monarchy. While human kings were trying to become gods, the God, for whatever reason, not only wants to be the only God, he wants to be an earthly king. That raises more theological questions than I have time to answer. So when the writer ends Edom's royal line, not with a king, but 3 women, we have to ask, is this simply structure or is it commentary? Was this a subtle dig? Was this patriarchal framing? Was this a way of saying they may have kings, but who wears the pants in the family? What the rabbi said. Before we build our own interpretation, we have to acknowledge that Jewish tradition has sat with the text long before us. Genesis 36:39 names Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. Jewish commentators absolutely noticed this verse. They just did not read it the way we are reading it. Rashi, the 11th century French rabbi, treats this verse as a genealogical record. For him, Mehetabel, Matred, and Mezahab function as identifiers. They clarify lineage. They establish royal succession. They anchor the legitimacy of the king. The women are present, but they are not centered. Ibn Ezra approaches the text historically and linguistically. His focus is on Edom's political structure, the order of kings, the plausibility of early monarchy, the sequencing of reigns. Again, the women are preserved, but they are not expanded. Nachmanides, also called Ramban, I don't know, please bear with me, connects Edom symbolically to later empires, especially Rome. Edom becomes archetype, empire, power outside covenant. No, not Ramadan. I was saying Ramban is a person's name. But even here, Mehetabel, Matred, and Mezahab are not explored as independent forces. Then there is a sermon style interpretation, the one a rabbi shared with me recently. In that interpretation, these names are not primarily about the women. Mehetabel, God does good. Matred, pursuit, pressing forward. Mezahab, waters of gold. The argument goes like this. The king surrounded himself with what he valued. Material goodness, ambition, and wealth. The women's names become symbolic for Edom's earthly priorities. They become commentary on the king, on his desires, on his orientation. And in that move, the very names of these women no longer belong to them. They do not identify them. They exist solely to represent the man. In this narrative, women can't even have their own fucking names. But here is what we know historically. In the ancient Hebrew world, names were given at birth. Parents named children. Sometimes mothers named them, sometimes fathers. Names reflected circumstances, hope, prayer, memory, or theology at the time of birth. Women were not renamed in adulthood to reflect a husband's ambition. They were not assigned symbolic identities to match a future king's desires. Mehetabel, Matred, Mezahav would have been named long before this king reigned. Which means if we say their names existed because of what he pursued, we are reading their lives backward through a man. We are turning daughters into symbols of male appetite. And that's not a small move. That is a worldview where men are so central that even women's names are interpreted, not erased from the text, but absorbed into his shadow. Why preserve the names at all? Now we ask a different question. Not what the rabbi said, not what tradition layered on top, but something much simpler. Why were their names preserved at all? Mehetabel, Matred, Mezahav, 3 Edomite women, named, recorded, remembered. Meanwhile, 3 women on Noah's Ark, unnamed. The mothers of the entire world, unnamed. But the adversaries' matriarchs, preserved in ink? Why? Edom was a real place. Archaeology shows us Edomite settlements, trade, copper production, political structure. These were real people. Which means these women lived in a world, built real homes, raised real children, shaped a real nation. And a Hebrew scribe, whether you believe that was Moses or a later editor, knew their names. Scribes do not preserve what is forgettable. So what do I see? I see Mehetabel. God does good. That was her name from birth, not assigned by a king, not shaped by a husband, not retrofitted for a narrative. God does good. Was it her God? Was it Yahweh? Was it El? Was it the God of her people? I don't even care which God. Her life was marked by goodness, by blessing, by abundance. Did people look at her and say, God did good here? Did she build something, stabilize something, lead something? The text doesn't tell us, but it refuses to erase her. Then Matred, pursuit, pressing forward, movement, not driven out, not passive, moving, ambition. She's a baddie. And I mean that the way women mean it right now. She's out there. She's building. She's ambitious. I see her with a car note she paid off, baby on her hip, coffee in her hand, calendar full, house she bought, degree she earned, goals she crushed. She's like my daughter-in-law, a doctor, graduated from Harvard early, went to med school at Columbia, ran every major marathon in the world, gave birth to the most beautiful grandchildren any grandmother could ask for. That kind of woman is powerful. That kind of woman threatens patriarchy. Because ambition in women has always unsettled systems built on male dominance. Then Mezahav, waters of gold, not a coin, not a necklace, waters. This woman wasn't born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She was born bathing in gold. Wealth, influence, power. Money is power, and powerful women are dangerous to fragile hierarchies. And here is what I cannot ignore. Israel's text forgets its own mothers. But Edom's women were so formative, so present, so impossible to ignore that even a patriarchal scribe had to write them down. That tells us something. You can frame them, you can reduce them, you can reinterpret them through a man, but you cannot erase them. They were too memorable, too structural, too powerful. A tripod strong enough to hold the lens steady. We don't know, and that matters. Here is the honest truth. We don't know. We know their names. We know their placement. We know their relationship in the genealogy. We do not know exactly why they are there. And I'm not going to pretend I do. For thousands of years, men have filled in the blanks. They've speculated, they've theologized, then a voice. And I'm just not buying that we have to keep doing that, especially when the pattern in this mythology is clear. A woman cannot exist without orbiting a man. And I reject that lens. We don't live in that world anymore. We live in a world where we name ourselves. When I was a kid, there was no internet. There were CB radios. You gave yourself a handle. You would say, Breaker Breaker 19. That is literally what you had to say when you joined a channel. I was too young to be on a CB radio talking to guys I probably shouldn't have been talking to. But that's a whole different sermon. On CB radios, you named yourself. You gave yourself a name that is called a handle. I was young. I was trying to flirt with guys, so I named myself Snow Bunny. I was a teenager, so I knew what it implied, and I named myself Snow Bunny because I knew what it implied. It was meant to imply that I skied or I did coke, and I didn't do either. It was stupid. It was really a dumb name, but I was a teenager. That was my first experience naming myself, and I chose something ridiculous because I was a kid. Then the internet came. My husband and I became Agent 99 and Agent 86 because we loved Get Smart. We built a whole vibe around that. We had a business named Secret Agent Enterprises. We were not secret agents. We weren't detectives of any kind. We just liked the name. It was fun, it was nerdy, and it was us. Then I built a reselling business called Go Plethora because I had a plethora of stuff that needed to go. And I liked how it sounded, and it worked. Thousands of reviews, high ratings. I built something real. But eventually I didn't want to be a reseller anymore. When I became a creator, I realized something. I was the brand. So CrystalJae was born. Crystal is my name. J carries meaning only certain people close to me fully know. And now I'm critically CrystalJae because I want women to critically think about this text, about this religion, about this God, about patriarchy and our place in society. Names evolve. Names carry intention. Names tell a story about who we are becoming. These women's names have been sitting in this text for thousands of years. Men have speculated about them. Men have framed them. Men have turned them into symbols of male appetite. But here's the thing. You don't get to tell me from your male perspective who these three women were based on one sentence in a patriarchal document. If you can speculate, so can I. And I speculate that these were formidable women, badass women, women who stood out. I'm not saying Edom was feminist. This is the ancient Near East. I am far from naive. But these three were something. I refuse to let them be renamed into ornaments of a king's ambition. Just like I refuse to let men rename me, shrink me, reframe me, or diminish me. We don't know exactly why they were preserved, but we do know this. Their names survived, and I will not let patriarchy be the final voice on what those names mean. So here is where I land. We don't know exactly why these women were preserved, but we do know who has controlled the interpretation for thousands of years. Men formed inside patriarchal systems, men trained in patriarchal theology, men asking questions from a position that already centered themselves. That is not neutral. So women have traditions we inherited, not the narratives presented as sacred simply because men declared them divine. We have to ask, what if the interpretation itself was biased? What if patriarchy has been reading itself back into the text and calling it holy? What if the reason women are flattened in these stories is not divine design, but male control? We can no longer tolerate theology that consistently orbits women around men and calls that righteousness. We can no longer accept narratives of submission as sacred. If men have speculated about these women for centuries, we are allowed to push back. We are allowed to reinterpret. We are allowed to refuse diminishment. This is the year of our Lord, Bad Bunny 2026. Not only should no woman anywhere feel obligated to worship a system that erases her, but the world needs to stop worshiping a God who created humans to exist on a spectrum while the scripture attributed to him perpetuates rigid gender norms, misogyny, and patriarchy. And before we close, we come back to them. Mehetabel, Matrid, Mezahav, blessed, ambitious, prosperous. These are 3 royal badass women. Outside of the influence of Yahweh and whatever the scribes intended, whatever the patriarchy tried to frame, they cannot take that away from them. Not under my watch. And that's today's Auntie Sermon.
Applause,
Hey, Chris,
applause.
good to see you.
I love it. They're so go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I would not have guessed they were the next ones.
Yeah, no, but man, they're so powerful. I just really love that. They're inspiring.
They really are, and I really do think that you know how I don't know, like how conservative men think saying something is feminine is a dig, and it's like I don't understand the dig there. Like I don't get it or whatever. That's how I kind of think that's what they were trying to do here is like, look at these kings, look how these women are really, they're whatever. And I'm like, bitch, you're just showing me that they are a better group of people already, that they honor their people like that.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I love that the whole don't call people Pussy because it means that they're like weak, but it's like, but they're so strong. They literally give birth to life. Like, come on.
My son-in-law is a trans man, and he is really helping me like try to get out of using gender norm insults. Like sometimes I'll say something like, oh my God, do you only want to talk to somebody who has a penis or something like that? And that's not right? And I'm still trying to learn that. And that's why I say people don't understand. You deconstruct like your whole life, because I'm not trying to be a bigot or have microaggressions in anything in my life, but I still am going to have those because that's how I was indoctrinated to believe that there are these gender norms, right? Hi, Jerry. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. I really liked you.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks. I loved your reading.
Thank you.
I felt empowered and like I wanted to stand up and put my hands on my hips and say,
yes,
that's right, motherfuckers.
Awesome. Well, you guys, all of these sermons are on my podcast, Auntie Sermons, and they are, I did not get it to Apple yet. We will get it to Apple, but it's on Spotify podcast, Amazon, Audible, all the other places.
Cool.
There's 2 episodes out right now, and I will be putting some bonus episodes out, so keep an eye out for those. But I do the readings live right here, about 2 a week. Was out.
Yeah, for sure. I'm outside near a creek. Is it too loud right here where the highway is?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. My dog needed to walk a little bit, so but I wanted to say that I think those women were remembered because of their compassion, and they probably stood up for people that were compromised in some way, because if you look at history, the people that were fighting for civil rights or fighting for the less, the people that weren't as advantaged, like, that were already vulnerable in our society. So they probably stood up for what was right, and they had a backbone, and people saw that. Like what you just did when you read that. You're just declaring your strength, that you know your worth.
Yep.
Yeah, and when you think about if we go with regular biblical narratives and stuff, right? And we say, well, people usually represent who they came from or whatever, right? These are the descendants of Esau. And what did Esau do when he saw Jacob after all those years? He ran to him with open arms, even after what Jacob had done to him, after Jacob had stolen everything from him. He ran to him with open arms, and they collapsed in each other's arms, laying on each other's necks, is what it says. And he wept with his brother. So think of the empathy, compassion, and love that Esau had, even after everything had been taken from him. That's who those women come from. They come from that man.
Yeah.
That man who was made to be an enemy to Israel for literally doing nothing. And I will have Christians sit up here and say, but he just gave his birthright away for a bowl of stew. If you read the story, he was starving. Why is his brother making him pay anything for that bowl of stew? Why don't you see that you are called to feed the hungry, and his own brother wouldn't feed him?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I said
it's like faulting a starving person for stealing food.
Right. Oh, here's even worse. He's like, obviously, if I die, my birthright's not going to mean anything to me, right? So, of course, I want the stew.
Yeah.
I'm literally dying.
That's a good point.
Like big choices.
Right? Like, how fair is that to even make them, have to make that decision? And they always side with Jacob. And it's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
And then the next, you guys, does anybody want to guess who is next on the list of sermons?
I wish I could.
In line, you mean after Jacob and Esau?
Well, it's after the women that I did today. Who's the next woman mentioned in the Bible?
Ruth?
Nope, the next one
Queen
is
Esther?
Tamar.
Oh, that's a terrible story.
And this is good. Oh, this is such a good story. It is so good. It is so good. You're going to just love her. Oh my God, I'm so proud of her. She's amazing, and I'm so proud of her. So I'm writing a song about the story and doing the sermon, and I'll be doing those next week. But reading her, she's a fucking legal genius. She's a fucking, mastermind. The way she figures this all out, how to protect herself and take care of herself, fucking amazing. They didn't know and
she had to think out of the box, huh?
She did. And there is no Jesus without Tamar. So I'll see you. You guys, if you don't know, Friday night in the Deconstruction Junction, we are doing a singles event, and you can come, and if you know somebody who's single, who's in the deconstruction community, who wants to meet other people, you don't have to actually date somebody or anything, but you can meet other singles and stuff, and it's gonna be where you don't have to embarrass yourself. You could be anybody can come, we do not, anybody who's single, just as long as you're single, don't be weird and creepy, okay?
Yeah.
And so Carnage, Assad, and I are going to be your game show hosts, and we don't have a lot of people signed up yet. So come over to Deconstruction Junction, join the Valentine's channels, and check out what we got going on. It's a little past Valentine's, but we thought it would just be so fun to do this. What we're going to do is play games in a voice channel. You can participate if you're in the audience or if you come up on the stage. And then if you're interested in somebody, you just let one of our mods know. We'll tell you who to go to for that. And if that person shows interest in you too, we'll let you both know. That way there's no embarrassment. There's no public embarrassment. There's nothing like that. It's all done very safe and very privately and very fun. And we think it'll be a fun, nice event for everybody. So
yeah, it's a singles mixer. That's all it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So check that out. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get started on the Bible study today. I was hoping that Rabbi Bert would show up by now, but he cannot always show up. I don't know how late he was up last night either. I fell asleep to Thrail, and he was on there.
Who?
This is, we're reading through Rabbi Bert. He was on Thrail's live last night.
Oh, okay.
So that might be why he didn't show up this morning. But we'll just go on without him. We love him, but we can go on without him.
Where are we?
Okay, we are in Numbers chapter 31. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "No, I don't know. I have changed the way I read my podcast. The first few episodes, I probably sound really stiff and stuff. Doug said I sounded like Miss Rachel."
Oh, no, you did.
Trying to sound like Miss Rachel. I said, I'm just trying to read, and that's how I like read or whatever. And he was like, I don't know, like doesn't. So you'll notice in like episode 3 that I'm a little more relaxed. I think. I don't know. It's hard. I don't read the stuff I write usually to people, so this is different for me, okay? Anyway, here we go. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Avenge the Israelites on the Midianites. Afterward, you shall be gathered to your people." So Moses said to the people, "Arm some of your numbers of the war, so that they may go against Midian, to execute the Lord's vengeance on Midian. You shall send 1,000 from each of the tribes of Israel to the war." So out of the thousands of Israel, 1,000 from each tribe were conscripted, 12,000 armed for battle. Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 from each tribe, along with Phinehas, son of Eleazar the priest, with the vessels of the sanctuary and the trumpets for sounding the alarm in his hand. They did battle against Midian as the Lord had commanded Moses, and killed every male. They killed the kings of Midian, Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, the five kings of Midian, in addition to others who were slain by them. And they also killed Balaam, son of Beor, with the sword. The Israelites took the women of Midian and their little ones captive, and they took all their cattle, their flocks, and all of their goods as booty. All their towns where they had settled, and all their encampments they burned. But they took all the sea and the spoil to Moses, to Eleazar the priest, and to the congregation of the Israelites at the camp on the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho. You know, it's kind of weird to me that this God is supposed to be like some, Prince of Peace or some shit that they say, and then he's telling them to go to war. Like, how come he didn't say, "Hey, you guys, there's enough killing and stuff. What I want you to do is go talk to them, and I'm going to soften their hearts." He likes to harden the hearts. But what if he went, "I'm going to soften their hearts, and y'all are going to live peacefully together and share everything. And no more raping, okay? And no more killing, okay?" But he didn't do that. That's not what he did either.
No,
He's
but
definitely a god of war.
Exactly. And then it's like, oh, well, Jesus is the rebrand, even though God doesn't change, but the rebrand. And even he says, doesn't he say, he basically doesn't come to be sunshine and daisies? I don't know exactly what he says, but
he says, "I did not come to bring peace to the sword."
Yes, exactly. And also, Moses gets a lot of booty.
Right? Oh my God. He gets more booty than Jack Sparrow. Okay. And that's a lot. 2 things. And that's a lot. Okay. Moses Eleazar the priest and all the leaders of the congregation went to meet them outside the camp. Moses became angry with the officers of the army, the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds who had come from service in the war. Moses said to them, "Have you allowed all the women to live?" These women here on Balaam's advice made the Israelites act treacherously against the Lord in the affair at Peor, so that the plague came among the congregation of the Lord. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones and kill every woman who has known a man by sleeping with him. But all the young girls who have not known a man by sleeping with him, keep alive for yourselves. Come outside the camp 7 days. Whoever of you has killed any person or touched a corpse, purify yourselves and your captives. On the 3rd and on the 7th day, you shall purify every garment, every article of skin, everything made of goat's hair, and every article of wood. Well, isn't that nice? We're going to purify all those other things and then kill all the women.
So wild. I've never actually, like, I've heard of this story, but I've never actually read it with my 2 eyes. That is wild.
Yeah, makes your blood boil.
Absolutely. This is where I like to put tabs in my Bible so that we have quick references, and this one's marked genocide. But, like, this is more than genocide. This is just killing women for killing women's sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you have had a man come into you or whatever. Now that means you should die unalive. That's just wild.
Then take the girls for yourselves. Now, I really hate how many Christian men come up into these lives and try to say, but it doesn't say to rape them. It doesn't say it, you know?
I know.
Like, if you're taking them for yourselves, all right, let's play your game for a minute. They're just slaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have to do whatever the master says. Like, that literally means, yes, if the master wants to grape them, they have to do that too.
But, you know, I think it says...
fear. Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
They're
go ahead.
conditioned with fear because... Oh. I was just saying because they're conditioned with fear because they know how many women have lost their lives for literally no reason. So you're in a fight or flight mode all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think it says a lot about the people, but the men specifically who will say that, because that means in their mind, you can do all of those things to those people, take these, young girls, and we know that they're young, and think that at some point, they're gonna, no, that's not real.
Even if they act like they want to be with you, it's out of fear.
Yeah.
It's not from nurturing and treating them like a,
exactly,
queen and the way they should be treated, with respect. It was all just out of submission, and it still runs rampant in the New Testament.
Yeah, absolutely. Eleazar the priest said to the troops who had gone to battle, "This is the statute of the law that the Lord has commanded." So, they'll try to say that this isn't from God. It says so right here. It says so in verse 21. This is the Lord commanding. Gold, silver, bronze, iron, tin, and lead, everything that can withstand fire shall be passed through fire, and it shall be cleaned. Nevertheless, it shall also be purified with the water of purification, and whatever cannot withstand fire shall be passed through the water. You must wash your clothes on the 7th day, and you shall be clean. Afterward, you may come into the camp. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but when they wash their clothes, I've been told that the way they do it, that's when they would bathe. They would just walk into the lakes and rivers fully clothed. That's what it means by washing their clothes. And that's where baptisms and shit come from. It's a cleansing purification thing that they stole. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "You and Eleazar, the priest, and the heads of the ancestral houses of the congregation, make an inventory of the booty captured, both human and animal, their property."
Booty! That's wild.
Divide the booty into 2 parts between the warriors who went out to battle and all the congregation. From the share of the warriors who went out to battle, set aside a tribute for the Lord, 1 item out of every 500, whether persons, oxen, donkeys, sheep, or goats. Take it from their half and give it to Eleazar the priest as an offering to the Lord. But from the Israelites, half you shall take one of every 50, whether persons, oxen, donkeys, sheep, or goats, all the animals, and give them to the Levites who have charge of the tabernacle of the Lord. Now, what happens? What are the Levites? Now, the Levites are the priests, right? They're the priestly class. And priests take your offerings and then they offer them to the Lord. They do the sacrificial rituals sometimes, which includes, bleeding things, and then obviously burning it up because God loves that pleasant odor. He tells us over and over again. And I just read to you the part of what they're giving to him is humans. So when they tell you there's no human sacrifice, I'm sorry, this is human sacrifice.
Yep.
Then Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord had commanded Moses. The booty remaining from the spoil that the troops had taken totaled 675,000 sheep, 72,000 oxen, 71,000 donkeys, and 32,000 persons in all, women who had not known a man by sleeping with him. That's how many women were given to the Lord.
Wow.
32,000?
32,000.
Wait, is it saying, because it says
that's little girls,
plunder. The plunder remaining from the spoils that the troops had taken. So is that remaining from all that they did give to the Levites for the Lord?
So everything that they took for booty, they had to give a specific portion to the Lord, including part of the women. And the portion that was the women was 32,000 that they gave to God. So they took even more than that.
Wow.
The half share, the portion of those who had gone out to war, was in number 337,500 sheep and goats. And the Lord's tribute of sheep and goats was 675. The oxen were 36,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 72. The donkeys were 30,500, of which the Lord's tribute was 61. The persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. Moses gave the tribute, the offering for the Lord, to Eleazar the priest, as the Lord had commanded Moses. As the Israelites' half, which Moses separated from that of the troops, the congregation's half was 337,500 sheep and goats, 36,000 oxen, 30,500 donkeys, and 16,000 persons. From the Israelites' half, Moses took one of every 50, both of persons and of animal, and gave them to the Levites who had charge of the tabernacle of the Lord, as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then the officers who were over the thousands of the army, the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds, approached Moses and said to Moses, "Your servant have counted the warriors who are under your command, and not one of us is missing. And we have brought the Lord's offering, what each of us found, articles of gold, armlets and bracelets, signet rings and earrings, and pendants, and make atonement for ourselves before the Lord." Moses and Eleazar the priest received the gold from them, all in the form of crafted articles, and all the gold of the offering that they offered to the Lord from the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds was 16,750 shekels. The troops had all taken plunder for themselves, so Moses and Eleazar the priests received the gold from the commanders of thousands and of hundreds and brought it into the tent of meeting as a memorial for the Israelites before the Lord. Verses like this is what made it so when colonizers would go in and fucking do the shitty things they did, felt that they needed to destroy, everything. So that's why we lose a lot of art and architecture and, ancient jewelry and stuff, because when they get all this gold, what they're going to do now is burn it down to purify it, right? And in doing so, they're literally destroying the entire jewelry and culture and stuff of the people that they just went in and plundered. And colonizers continued to do that same thing as they wiped out entire civilizations.
Yeah, because they dehumanized the people, and it was like, none of this matters.
Think of the education they could have had about just learning from the people and all the ways that they gardened and, the best things to grow and just
shared art and shared culture. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no compassion, just barbaric mob mentality. That's what that is. And it grows, when one person is angry and the leader of the mob, you see that you see it displayed, but it's really true. People for some reason, it's easy to manipulate people to be angry. But I just can't imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine just killing unaliving something over and over again. But
Blue, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I have to do a little commercial for this later, and I haven't done it yet. And I know that a lot of people don't like elf products right now or whatever, but I have to do it anyway because I'm under a contract for it. But I am not lying. This is why my eyes look so blue. I changed to this foundation, and my skin looks really pretty and has a better glow to it. And it also is just such a warmer tone that my eyes look bluer. We noticed it yesterday when I was Aww. I was afraid that was going to happen, and I did it anyway. Do you ever do that? Something is going to happen, and you go, I shouldn't put that there.
Yep.
And you do it anyway?
Sure do.
I did that. I knew my books were going to fall over, and I put them there anyway.
I'm just so
No, it's not cakey.
Just the barbaric. That's the best word to describe all of this, because I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. How can you say that this is just when you did the killing, you did the thing? Now why do you need to go above and beyond and take all of their things and destroy them as an offering to this God? What does he need the offering for? You did the thing he told you to do.
Yeah, exactly. It has SPF 50 in it. So yeah, it does have SPF.
Ooh,
it's
nice.
called Halo Glow Skin Tint. I think it's funny that his is sitting in my chat right now. Tell me how this God loves me and how he loves me, when we just read verses where God literally tells men to kidnap little girls and kill women. This God does not love me, and you don't love me either, because you perpetuate the bullshit in this book, sir. You don't love women. You hate women. Sorry. Your actions show us. Hang on one second. Let me let my kitty out. Actually, Tahir, could you do a quick commercial for me?
Sure. Welcome in, everybody. We've got 15 viewers in here. Good to see you all. Thanks for being here. 34,000 likes. That's not too bad, but our live goal is 100K likes. So we've got a long way to go. make sure you're tapping. Shares look good. I think there's enough in here. We could get that over 100. So if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't yet, pushing the repost button, copying the link a couple times, sharing to some people so we can get those shares up. And then we are still working on the gift goal. If you have any coins to spare, you can donate towards that, or send any gift of your choosing. However many coins you have to spare, every little bit does help, especially from the algorithm standpoint. Hey, thanks, Grana. Be like Grana. Follow Grana's lead. And then if you haven't yet, send up your daily heart me. It's 1 coin, and then go collect your points. And yeah, there we go. Welcome back.
Hey, Schley. I'll have to get up in just 1 second, but I'll be right back. I just have to let my dog get back in. He had to go out. Okay.
Also, yes. Hi, Schley.
Hey, Schley. Hey, Grana Zana. Dreams, Robin, everybody. If you're friendly and you want to come up, it's Not Believers Bible Study Day. You are more than welcome. Okay, we're in Numbers chapter 32. How many more numbers do we have? Because I know we're at the end. We have 33. It goes to 35. It goes to 36. Okay.
2 or 3 more Bible studies.
Yeah. 6 more Bible studies. We'll finally finish. I'm so study the Bible a lot. So for some reason, like doing the non-believers Bible study, I struggle with it sometimes, okay? Because I'm in the Bible every day, y'all. I really am. Okay. I love Reuben. He's my favorite, and I think it's because I like Reuben sandwiches.
You're biased.
Did I ever tell you? I am. Now the Reubenites and the Gadites owned a very great number of cattle. When they saw that the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead was a good place for cattle, the Gadites and the Reubenites came and spoke to Moses, to Eleazar the priest, and to the leaders of the congregation, saying, Adaroth, Dibon, Jazer, Nimrah, Heshbon, Elealeh, I don't know, Sebam, Nebo, and Baon, the land that the Lord subdued before the congregation of Israel is a land of cattle, and your servants have cattle. They continued, if we have found favor in your sight, let this land be given to your servants for a possession. Do not make us cross the Jordan. Let me let my doggy back in. Any comments, questions, or commentary there?
So I guess I'm a little confused. Is it Moses that's trying to take, like ask them to give up their land or let them through, or is it the other way around?
I think let's do this. Sometimes this helps me. Give me a little rabbinic breakdown of Numbers chapter 32. It wrote ribbon egg, okay? It wrote ribbon egg for rabbinic.
That's funny. No, I think...
I don't know what... I don't know what my chat GPT is going to think that means.
What are you on about? Yeah. I reread it, and it's the Reubenites and the Gadites that come and ask, can we take our cattle here? Because that's a good place to have cattle. Look, you have cattle. That's what I'm getting from it.
Oh, listen to this. This is pretty cool. Okay. So Reuben and Gad asked to stay east of the Jordan. Rabbinic tradition immediately noticed they mentioned livestock before their children. What? So we're going to keep reading because they're going to mention Yes, ribbon egg for my Auntie Sermons, Kyle. Absolutely. I always get the ribbon egg teachings for you guys. I always check the ribbon egg teachings.
W ribbon egg.
I'm gonna tell Rabbi Bert when he talks now. I'm gonna go, is that the ribbon egg? Gonna ask Bert, is that the ribbon egg teaching, sir?
He'll be tickled by that.
Okay. I know, huh? All right, I'm going to read on for a little bit, and then we're going to read this little synopsis I brought up, okay? But Moses said to the Gadites and the Reubenites, shall your brothers go to war while you sit here? Why will you discourage the hearts of the Israelites from going over into the land that the Lord has given them? Your fathers did this when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. When they went up to the Wadi Eshcol, they're just making up words now, and saw the land, they discouraged the hearts of the Israelites from going into the land that the Lord had given them. The Lord's anger was kindled on that day, and he swore, saying, surely none of the people who came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land that I swore to give to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, because they, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, son of Nun, for they have unreservedly followed the Lord. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord had disappeared. And now you, a brood of sinners, have risen in place of your fathers to increase the Lord's fierce anger against Israel. If you turn away from following him, he will again abandon them in the wilderness, and you will destroy all the people. I wanted to see if can you break it down into verse sections 1 through 5, 6 through 15, 16 through 19, 20 through 24, 25 through 27, 28 through 32, and 33 through the end of the chapter? Okay. Then they came up to him and said, we will build sheepfolds here for our flocks and towns for our little ones, but we will take up arms as a vanguard before the Israelites until we have brought them into their place. Meanwhile, our little ones will stay in the fortified towns because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return to our homes until all the Israelites have obtained their inheritance. We will not inherit with them on the other side of the Jordan and beyond, because our inheritance has come to us on this side of the Jordan to the east. So let's go back a little bit. So in verses 1 through 5, Reuben and Gad see the land of Jazer and Gilead is good for livestock. They ask Moses to let them stay east of the Jordan instead of crossing. Rabbinic kind of focuses on that they speak about livestock before their children. Midrash reads this as a misordered priorities. Rabbis hear echoes of spies' reluctance to fully enter covenant promise. So they're like they don't have their priorities straight, is the way the rabbis read this. Okay?
And they don't. They straight up did come asking about the livestock first.
Yep. So then in 6 through 15, Moses responds sharply. Shall your brothers go to war while you sit here? He recalls the sin of the spies that caused 40 years of wandering. Rabbinic teachings is like Moses is triggered by the generational trauma. He hears abandonment. The language, a brood of sinful men, mirrors earlier rebellion language. This is about national morale. Unity is fragile here. So he's afraid that they are, going to cause some issues within the tribe. Weaken it for sure.
By being across the river?
By not by abandoning them and not staying together.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
He wants that unity. So in verses 16 through 19, they promise we will build enclosures for livestock, cities for our children. We will cross armed and fight first. We won't return until everyone receives inheritance. Their initial ordering of livestock before children is right here. This is where they do livestock before children. Okay? Like, notice how like the rabbis notice this, but they don't ever notice how women get like named after livestock.
Yeah.
Funny that they notice this. So Midrash critiques the subtle priority distortion, but they correct the fear of cowardice. They are not abandoning the mission. So that's the rabbinic teaching there. So we're going to read on from 20 to 24. So Moses said to them, if you do this, if you take arms to the Lord until he has driven out his enemies from before him and the land is subdued before the Lord, then after that you may return and be free of obligation to the Lord and to Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord. But if you do not do this, you have sinned against the Lord, and you sure and be sure your sin will find you out. Build towns for your little ones and folds for your flocks, but do what you have promised. So, Moses creates a formal condition. If you cross armed and fight, you may possess the land. If you do not, you will be guilty before the land. Rabbinic significance is this becomes the legal template for conditional vows. The Talmud later derives rules for valid contracts from this structure. The condition must be explicit. The positive and negative outcomes must both be stated. It must be actionable. This is known as the condition of the children of Gad and Reuben. I'm going to write that down.
Interesting.
The condition of the children of Gad and Reuben sandwich. Now I'm hungry. Also, Reuben stuttered. It makes me think of Reuben.
That's an old American Idol throwback.
Right?
I was going to make a joke though. Are there some cheese sandwich ites out there?
So legal precedent moment. Also note, Moses flips the order. He did. I did notice that. Did you notice that? He says, build cities for your children and folds for your sheep. Okay, now I have to highlight this. Okay, so Moses says this. After dumb shits up here say this. We will build sheepfolds for our flocks and towns for our little ones. Okay. 25. Any questions, commentaries, or anything for that portion?
I guess I'm still kind of confused. They want to cross the river or they don't want to cross the river? And then does Moses want them to?
I think they don't. Yeah, I don't get that. Wait, I'm going to ask that because that is confusing me too.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Are they wanting to cross the river or they don't want to cross the river? Is Moses making them cross the river? I do not understand. Israel is on the east side of the Jordan River, okay? The promised land is on the west side of the river. Everyone is supposed to cross the river and take the land together, okay?
Oh, okay.
This land right here, they're saying, is perfect for us. Okay. So they're saying like, let us stay here. That triggers Moses. Okay. And we already know why he's like freaking out, because he thinks about the spies. He thinks about wandering around. He has trauma. Okay. He has PTSD. So he's like, I don't like this shit, you know? And then what they actually meant, they respond, no, that's not what we mean. We'll build homes here for our families. We will cross over armed. We will fight alongside. So they're going to build everything over here, but they will come and help Moses. That's why they'll still go across the river. You get it?
Yeah.
So we're going to live here, but we will come over and help you.
Mm-hmm.
We're still going to cross the river, but we just live.
What, you guys are going to be lazy and chill there while we're over here fighting to take our promised land? All right.
Yeah, exactly. Then the Gadites and the Reubenites said to Moses, your servants will do as my Lord commands. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our livestock shall remain there in the towns of Gilead, but your servants will cross over, everyone armed for war, to do battle for the Lord, just as my Lord orders. So they accept Moses' condition fully. They repeat, we will cross armed before the Lord. The repetition shows seriousness. They bind themselves publicly, and this is covenant speech, not just casual promise. Okay?
So it's like pinky promise. So we pinky promise. We will.
Right. Exactly. And no take backsies. Okay?
Oh, yeah. No, that would be really bad. The Lord would be pissed.
Yeah, absolutely. Their Lord and his Lord and all the Lords would be pissed. So verse 28. So Moses gave command concerning them to Eleazar the priest, to Joshua son of Nun, and to the heads of the ancestral house of the Israelite tribes. And Moses said to them, if the Gadites and the Reubenites, everyone armed for battle before the Lord, will cross over the Jordan with you, and the land shall be subdued before you, then you shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not cross over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. The Gadites and the Reubenites answered, as the Lord has spoken to your servants, so we will do. We will cross over armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, but the possessions of our inheritance shall remain with us on this side of the Jordan. So Moses gives instructions to Eleazar and Joshua. This is now a national agreement. Rabbinic insight says this prevents later dispute. It is witnessed and transferred to future leadership. Also, they say, we will pass over armed before the Lord. The phrase before the Lord signals sacred obligation. They are framing war participation as religious duty. So it's a little more than a pinky promise. It's like a blood pact. Like, you know, like when you got to do blood brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Blood brothers.
For their God of war.
Yeah.
Is this like, I'm thinking about this now. This seems like where the origins of I don't know if I could say the word jihad on here, but this is jihad.
Oh, could be. Yeah, could be. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about the origins of that, but it could be. So Moses gave to them, to the Gadites and to the Reubenites and to the half tribe of Manasseh, son of Joseph, the kingdom of King Sihon and the Amorites, and the kingdom of King Og of Bashan, the land of its towns with the territories of the surrounding towns, and Jogbehah, Beth Nimrah, and Beth Haran, fortified cities and folds for sheep. And the Reubenites rebuilt Heshbon, Elealeh, I don't know. Kyrie and on the road that I don't know what it says.
Something like that.
And Baal. Some name. This really does say this. Some names being changed. And Sibmah. So it was cool that I changed it. And they gave names to the towns that they rebuilt. The descendants of Machir, son of Manasseh, son of Gilead, captured it and dispossessed the Amorites who were there. So Moses gave Gilead to Machir, son of Manasseh, and he settled there. Jair, son of Manasseh, went and captured their villages and renamed them Havoth Jair. And Nobah went and captured Kenath and its villages and renamed it Nobah after himself. So the land east of the Jordan is formally given to Reuben, Gad, half-tribe of Manasseh included. Some say to strengthen unity between East and West. Some say to provide spiritual leadership buffer, and some say Moses intentionally divided them for cohesion. Long-term consequences. Historically, these tribes are among the first exiled. Later, commentators read this as vulnerability from living outside the central land. Subtle theme, there's physical distance that can become spiritual distance. You know, if proximity, like if physical distance weakens spiritual distance, why does the God keep getting physically further and further away from us? Mm-hmm. Because first he walked in the garden among us. Then he couldn't handle that and he flew away and sent his son down to walk physically among us. And he couldn't handle that. And then he suddenly just set some weird spirit down. And he keeps getting physically further and further away from us. So I don't know. I don't buy that.
Yeah.
Okay. Rabbinically... It wrote ribbon thread. Rabbinic, but then it put rabbinically. It teases me. Sometimes it does. Okay, rabbinically, number 32 becomes about wealth versus covenant loyalty, unity versus fragmentation, conditional speech and legal structure, geography shaping destiny, the danger of settling slightly outside the promise. It's not portrayed as outright sin, but it carries caution energy.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
There you have. There you have it. We're going to end there today because, like, I get bored with all this fucking...
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad. I was looking at all the rest over here. I'm like, oh man, how much more of this we gotta do? Because it's so boring.
It is.
So when
it's
they captured
my background.
So when they captured the villages, did that mean they took them as prisoners of war? They were their prisoners after they took the villages?
Some of them were sacrificed. Some of them become probably slaves. Yeah, they're slaves. Because he tells them that he to go in and make slaves from the nations around you. They're their slaves.
So they already knew that they could do that. So that's what they felt gave them permission.
It's right? The template for colonization.
I see.
What are they doing with all the people they capture? And is this this is before law, right? So this is before you can make slaves of the nations around you. Oh. Oh my God, you just wait too long. Can you just condense your answer? Like, that was just too much. Condense your answer. That was too much. This is not before the law. Number 32 itself has no battle. It's just a land negotiation. What happened to conquered people earlier? Adult males were killed. Women and children were taken. Some became servants, forced labor, and the land was reassigned. So right now, this is just, yeah. just after that.
Terrible treatment of people.
Mike, can you guys hear something scratching in my background?
Yes.
Is that your cat?
Is knocking on the door. He wants in.
That's what they do. They use their claws.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I was listening to it, and it seems to me like if Moses and Aaron or Moses intentionally didn't want to have the conversation about not wanting to cross the river with the God, because the God would have said no. You know what I mean? Like the God can't say no if you don't ask him.
But they don't have to ask God, they just have to ask Moses here.
No, that's what I'm saying, is I feel like they asked Moses for permission, but Moses never got clarification from the God.
Oh, he doesn't have to, I don't think, because he's the mouthpiece of God.
He's special.
God has said, there's a verse where God says anything Moses says, like, you know, you have to listen to. Hang on, I'll pull that up for you. I was reading from Numbers 33, I believe. Where's the Bible verse that says that God says anything that Moses says, like that comes from me?
It's like a you and Benny dynamic. Right though?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now that we're going, I will be no. Yahweh said must be hold out. Nope. I will raise him. It shall happen that whoever will not listen to my words, which he shall. If there is a problem, well, that's one of them. But okay, I know that Joel would know it because, like, he's used it before, like so many times. But anyway, in Deuteronomy 18 through 19, it says, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brothers like you, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I shall command it. It shall happen that whoever will not listen to my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of them. And that's, establishing Moses. But then in Numbers 12, 6 and 8, it says, if there is a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will make myself known to him in a vision. My servant Moses is not so. With him, I will speak mouth to mouth, even plainly, and not in riddles. So he tells, that's what he's talking to Miriam and Aaron. And he's like, I talk plainly to Moses. I talk to him face to face. I do not speak to him spiritually.
Interesting.
But it is giving, like, basically whatever Moses says is from God. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting from it. Like, even if God isn't actually telling him that in the moment, it's basically like, nah, whatever Moses says, go with that.
Well, it's funny because in the New Testament, Jesus says, well, Moses said this, but I say this. And I find that interesting because from what I just heard, that's the same thing as saying God himself said it, and you're disagreeing with God now.
Oh, you just brought up such a good point. Oh my God, I'm gonna write that down. Yeah. That is a good one. Okay,
straight up contradiction. Okay.
Yeah, so I gotta find the verse.
So he made it harder by saying Moses said this, but I tell you.
Yeah, because we just read the God talks through Moses directly. Everything that Moses says, it virtually came from the God himself. So if Jesus says, Moses says this, and I disagree with that, I say this, you're disagreeing with your own father now.
I don't think Jesus was disagreeing with him. He was the Jews had this thing called putting fences around their laws. And correct me if I'm wrong, Crystal, but they didn't want to break the rules. They didn't want to break the laws. So he said, like, I know, Moses told you not to, commit adultery, but I'm telling you, don't even think about it. which I think is like ludicrous because, you know.
Said, and God is saying, like,
Yeah,
don't
he's
do
making
that.
it harder. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right. So he
That does
is
make
like doing something. Yeah.
I was on
Hang
a
on one
panel
second.
one day
So-
and they were talking about that, and they were saying that he was bringing it, he was trying to make it, he was trying to, oh my gosh, how did they say it? Make it more spiritual or whatever. You know, by saying don't
and
think
they act
about.
like Jesus changed like a ton of laws. He only changed 5. He didn't change the whole law. But really quick,
Anyway.
in Exodus 19:9, Robin, it says this: Yahweh said to Moses, "Behold, I come to you in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with you, and may also believe you forever." So you are supposed to believe Moses forever, okay?
And Jesus does end up saying at the other point, I know that Moses said this, but no, I'm saying this, which means he's disagreeing with himself. Okay.
Yeah.
And
He's having a little cognitive dissonance himself right there.
And of course, I'm gonna butcher how it exactly goes, but Jesus came to fulfill the law. Not a jot or a tittle of the law will pass away. All and until the ends of the heavens and the earth and all that jazz. Like the law is
Okay.
not supposed to go anywhere. So him changing the law that's something. I also think
Also
the
problematic.
that's also problematic. Also, I think Jesus adding caveats to make the law more intense is arguably worse because now we've entered thought crime territory. Like
Thought
before,
crimes, that's what it is.
yeah, before, if you would have done the action, you would have been condemned for it. Whereas now, even thinking about it is a sin. Like we're changing the game.
Which is so wild because like intrusive thoughts are a thing. Like, you know, like you can think something and have no control over it. It just flicks past your mind. And then you can, after the fact, go, oh, wait, no. Like, you know what I mean? But like sometimes you just think things.
I found where he's arguing with Moses. I love this. Thank you so much for this, Robin. It's in Mark chapter 10, okay? And it starts in verse 2. And it says, some Pharisees came to test him. They asked, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife? He answered them, what did Moses command you? They said, Moses allowed a man to write a certificate of dismissal and to divorce her. But Jesus said to them, because of your hardness of heart, he wrote this commandment for you. But from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. That is Jesus rewriting what Moses wrote. And people use that to say that only a man and a woman can get married.
But it's about divorce, right? Like it's speaking to you can't get divorced.
Right.
It only talks about divorce that had nothing to do with marriage in the first place.
Nope. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh, so they are no longer two but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Well, you're saying now that God doesn't like divorce, but...
Yeah. And it's like, well, Moses did that because of this. But now at this point, it's something different. But it's really not.
And Yahweh says, if Moses is speak, it comes from me. So now Jesus is saying that didn't come from God. It's like he can't, like, it's like he has, I don't know, like cognitive dissonance with himself.
It's like the people that wrote the Bible didn't really get together and like make everything, mesh with you. Yeah, cohesive.
I'm reading from the New Revised Standard Edition, Christian. It's closer to the actual Hebrew text.
I have a question though. Someone in YouTube researched this, asks, how freaking old is Moses at this point? How old is Moses at this point?
Oh, let's see. We were in 32.
Like 600 years old.
How old would Moses be in Numbers 32?
I was thinking like 400.
Oh, okay.
Everybody put your guesses in chat right now.
That was a total guess. That was a total guess.
He would have been about 120 years old or very close to it. Israel wandered in the desert for 40 years. Moses was 80 years old when he confronted Pharaoh. Numbers 32 happens at the very end of the wilderness period, just before crossing the Jordan.
Oh, so he's a baby.
Baby. He's just a little guy. He's barely a toddler.
He doesn't even have a
You guys, if you are a believer of the God of the Bible and you want to come up, we have 3 topics today. Christians don't believe in miracles. Why should women be Christians? And I'm an atheist. Question for question. You can ask me a question. I'll answer it honestly. And then I will ask you a question. I won't interrupt you. I'll just let you answer your question honestly. And we can get to know each other and understand each other a little better. I was going to just sit here quietly, but I can't do it. I hate dead air. I hate dead air. It drives me crazy. I would be really good if I worked, like I should work at a radio station because I would be the one who would make sure there was no dead air on the radio.
You do a good job.
When I was young, I wanted to be a QVC like host. You know?
Oh my gosh.
I was gonna.
I could imagine that being your dream.
This was my dream. I wanted to be the QVC host. And my mom said, you have to sit there and talk like the whole time about like whatever that thing is. That can be really, really hard.
They tell you what to say.
Has she met me? Not the whole time. As a host, you have to ad-lib as you go. You get told like what the item is, what it's used for. You get told sometimes but they're bringing new stuff on, so you just get the basics and you have to talk about it the whole time. You need to buy this microphone. It has lots of buttons, and I don't know how to work any of them, and I don't think it's charged, so.
Maybe not. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe I should have been
selling Furbies.
But I was actually just about to say that TikTok shop stuff is like the equivalent of QVC now.
I know. And I do honest atheist reviews, and you can buy stuff from TikTok shop through me when I do those reviews. I just haven't done one in a while. But I am going to do this one today. Because everybody keeps asking me like what I did.
Yeah.
It's really I really like it. I'm using medium neutral. Did a pretty good job blending it in.
I don't know. I like it
better. I can tell a difference.
Gives you some more like warmth.
I think it looks so much better too.
Warmth.
It's
That's
not
a good word. That's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
It's not drawing. Yeah.
But
it looks so much better.
For some reason lately I get stuck in these traps when like I'm scrolling the For You page where it's like seller after seller after seller. And I was just scrolling through the other day, and it really is. It's wild. Like they have to sit there and say something constantly. And then there was one person that was like both hands were holding things. One person or one hand was a hammer, the other was a game, and just sitting there holding it and just repeating. I could not. I would go mad. I really would. I hate repeating myself more than anything. But then I ended up finding this lady. And have you ever seen the process of how they make teacups in China?
No,
It's actually really cool. So they get the clay and they have this big big long like oven type thing, and they put all the stuff in like these towers, these rock towers, and then they cook it in there like that. They seal up the door with clay, and then it sits there for however long and cooks. I think it's like a couple days or something, and then they break down all that clay, pull them out, and then they have these towers, and section by section they pry it open with like a crowbar type thing, and then they pull it up, and you have one little teacup inside. And this lady specifically, this their like thing is, if it's not perfect, they don't sell it. And so she was saying,
yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, 5%, she said, of those they end up keeping. So they just spend hours going through these towers to try to find ones that are perfect, and it's just wild. But so they're really pretty.
That seems so wasteful.
Yeah, but the thing is,
poor people.
They recycle that stuff, though.
Yes,
they said that.
because it's clay.
Okay.
Yeah, so they go dump it.
Okay, that's good.
She said back to the earth so it can, become with the earth and then be clay again. Yeah. But it was wild though, because like there was some that had like holes in the bottom, and people were like, "Oh, that'd be a great planter," and she's like, "No," and then just breaks it. I was so invested.
And they're not cheap. I mean, they're like $65 to $99 or something.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. But some of them are so pretty.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but
I watched them breaking them, but I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't ever watch the whole thing, so I never knew all that.
I mean, I was invested for way too long, and I had it. It was like, I think I must have been watching a live and then ended up after, because it was on my TV. So I was sitting there watching on my TV for like too long. They're just chipping away, pulling out the teacups. I was like, this is ridiculous.
You're hoping they'll get a perfect one, and they're like, nope, we're breaking it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, Dad, good to see you. Randy, good to see you too. Katie, welcome in. We're just hanging out. We're, if you're a believer, you want to come up and talk. We've got topics today to talk about. I need to put up some new topics. This is why I'm doing that whole thing, that I told you, Tahir. I can't remember all the things I have to do. I have a music video to work on for you guys, right? And I also needed to message people today to make sure they get me their clips for that music video. I have a podcast that I record. I have the sermons that I write. Plus, then I do my, thank you, Duda. I do my, little admin duties over on the Deconstruction Junction and things like that. So
I'm tired for you.
It becomes a lot.
Yeah.
And then I'm supposed to do these honest atheist reviews, and I don't know, but I am excited, you guys. We are doing a meetup in Southern California. So if you are in or near the Southern California area and you want to meet up, it's very casual. We're not doing a whole weekend thing or anything. This is a very casual meetup. We're going to be meeting in Temecula, and we're going to go not very far from Orange County. So it will be April 18th. And so if you want to know about the information and you want to come to the get together, join my Discord. The link is in my bio, and then you can check out the California Meetup channel that's in there. That's so cool, Randy. Maybe you can come down for it. If you are traveling to come to it and you need help, like finding a hotel or motel or something, we could talk about that over on my Discord. I could help you guys figure out things. But I'm really excited. We're going to do a meetup, and I don't know. I'm going to also be doing some things in my Discord. I want to start playing some games in there sometimes. Like, I haven't played my Switch in a while, and I want to start playing like Mario Party and stuff, and I thought it'd be fun to play with some of you guys. So we're going to be doing that. And I know, right? I need to make sure I let Trust know. And I thought maybe we'll play some D&D, like one shots, once a month or so.
Yeah. It sounds fun. I'm gonna have to hit up JMR or GeForce and see if one of them want to go with me to the meetup. Just kidding.
Yeah. Here's Randy. Hi, Randy.
Hello. I'm actually.
How are you?
I'm
doing?
great. I'm actually going to be taking a U.S. tour trip. I got laid off recently, which is fine because I'm ready to retire anyway. But I'm gonna be driving around the U.S. So I may incorporate that into my trip. So that could actually work.
So fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
That would be awesome.
It's funny you said you play D&D. I've been running the same adventure for 30 years straight now. So that I play as well.
Wow. Are you a dungeon master?
I am. Yeah, I've been running the same group for 30 years.
Would you run it for me? Would you run a one shot every once in a while for me in my Discord?
I've never done that online. It's always been at my table. I use figures, and I make all my own terrain and stuff like that. So I could try. I've never done it before.
Oh my god, how fun!
Yeah.
I just want to find somebody who'll run, and I thought it would be fun. Like, I know it's hard because you guys gotta like write these and come up with them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be really fun if we could do like Bible era ones.
Oh my god,
where people in the biblical.
That would be amazing. Yeah, I could think of something like that. That could be cool.
Okay, well, if you come up with something, let me know. I would love, I know there's lots of ways to do it through Discord and stuff. We could just use a voice channel one night or whatever. But yeah I want to do some one-shots. I do not actually play D&D. Here's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I want to.
Yeah.
And I have been trying to get into it forever. So I have dice. I've done a one-shot one time. And I had so much fun and I loved it. And I want to play more. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
This is me trying to get into it. Yeah, it seems
Crystal,
like a lot of fun. Also, what, Tahir?
Someone said that there's a website that you can use to run D&D games, and it says incorporate tokens for the figures. So that's something to look into.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that
That's
before.
cool.
And usually what happens is like one person pays for it, the rest play for free. It's pretty cool. I've never done it myself, but there's a couple of different ones. I can't remember the names of them, but I've seen it. But yeah, I could look into that.
Okay, cool. I could always, if it's not real expensive, I could be the one that pays for it, and then everybody can come play over on my Discord, and we'll hang out one night. I think that would be fun. I also want to do sleepovers where we all hang out, watch some movies in my Discord. Yay! And we just hang out late at night and gab and I don't know, listen
and
to
garden,
music, whatever.
Are onesie pajamas required?
Garden. As long as camera's off, I don't care what you're wearing. I do not care. Camera's off, though. Okay.
Rocking that
it would
Pooh
just
Bear.
be fun to do some little sleepovers and hangouts.
Yeah.
In my Discord. So we are going to be doing some more, more events, more things over there where we can hang out and chat and stuff. So
Southern California?
you know what?
He'll be there in spirit.
Mezzo right now. Mezzo doesn't. I don't think that Mezzo likes to meet up with people, and that's okay. Like,
Okay.
I get that. Like, I don't think that's his thing. Okay, but I want to tell you guys something. Like, I don't know. It's cute to me. Like, I just think this is cute. So I had posted the meetup thing, and Mezzo joined my server today, and I was like, Mezzo joined. It's probably because he saw the meetup thing. Maybe you'll think about coming to the meetup. And then Mezzo left your server. Aw.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I was like, God. I
So
thought I was
close.
going to stick around. So close.
I did want to say, Temecula sounds like a painful illness.
It does.
Temecula?
Yes, it sounds like a painful illness.
It's an indigenous name.
I was going to
there's
say,
Shame
though,
me.
out here,
You
aren't-
turn the tables.
No.
but I'll play.
What's that here?
I'll play the D&D if I get to choose whoever I want to be, because I'm going to go through all the ladies of the Bible and find the one. There's the one. There's one I'm thinking of, but I can't remember
on
who
Jezebel.
it is. Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
But there's Vashidi too, and then there's is it JL? Is that no? Not. I don't remember. There's a lot of really good women.
Yeah. Which I'm learning and then through Auntie Sermons
that I couldn't. And the 3 that I can't pronounce that I talked about today.
You did your best. That's all that matters.
I did. I literally have to have it spelled out phonetically for me so that I can read them. And if it's not there, oh my God, I will butcher it. Ashley, I made a character once named Sybil Discraft. Oh, Discraft. I liked your first one better, Ashley. That is hilarious.
A bit more fun.
I want to say hi to everybody over on YouTube. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Inquisitor, Bert, thank you guys for coming back. How are you guys doing today? Good to see you. Research this. Research everything. That's what I say. Research the hell out of it. Draco's, Rose, how are you? Welcome in, everybody. If you guys are over on the Deconstruction Junction Discord, or not Discord, YouTube, and you are not subscribe to my YouTube, could you just head over to mine really quick? I am CrystalJae, CrystalJae, all one word, and just go subscribe over there real quick. I am just trying to get to monetization level over there, so we're getting really close. You guys can help.
Did you see the message? I can't come because I got my Temecula vaccine last year.
That is so funny. The Bible really missed some very creative depravity. Yep.
You guys, that's not funny. I have stage 2 Temecula.
I'm Temecula free.
Also sound like something.
It sounds like a flu strain. He was right. I mean, totally.
Research this. Draco Rose, silly goose. Am I much? No, you're not much. You're not too much anyway. Resist Up. Thank you. Resist Up is amazing, you guys. Also, if you are somebody who checks, out my YouTube regularly and you want to be a mod or you want to help me with that, you know what? I need all the help I can get. So just let me know. Just let me know. I see you switched over and I appreciate that. I really do. You guys are so supportive.
Yes, they're awesome. Do you want me to switch to Fish and Lure?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can do that. I am going to be live for about 45 more minutes, you guys, unless we reach the gift goal, which is, your gifts are very much appreciated. They're never, required, but they're much appreciated. Also, if you want to support my podcast, my music, any of the things that I do, you can do so by the links in my bio. There is a Throne account there. The Throne allows you to gift monetarily or even send a gift if you want. And those gifts help me upgrade my equipment and help me be able to create more for you. So don't forget to go check out Auntie Sermons, the podcast, everywhere you listen to sermons. No, everywhere you listen to podcasts. Hopefully you're not out there just listening to sermons. Oh, absolutely. Well, I did have a guest, but he must have left. There was somebody in there. Prophetess, welcome to the show. Can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Glad to be here. I am
glad to have you here.
Older than 18, that's all I'll say.
Okay. All right. So which topic did you want to discuss today?
Christians don't believe in miracles.
Okay, let me tell you why I say that, okay? So here's the thing. Christians tell me all the time that, and everyday things are miracles. Like they'll go, I was cured from cancer. And I'll say, oh, so you didn't go to a hospital? And they'll go, no, I did. I had chemotherapy. I had surgery. I had 10 doctors, 13 nurses, and a partridge in a pear tree. But it was God who saved me. And when I say to them, can you then go pray for one of our vets down at the VA hospital to grow his legs back? They say God doesn't work that way. So to me, it sounds like they're attributing things that humans do to the God, and then things that the God should be able to do, they say God can't do it. What say you?
Well, the first thing I would say is, who made those people?
Their parents. Their parents made them through intercourse.
Who made the parents?
Their parents.
Exactly. And everything comes back to, it was all created by him above.
Yeah, so you think people were made out of mud?
Who made the cancer?
No, the first person
Who made the cancer? Who made the cancer?
Sin.
No, I'm sorry, but we had cancer on the earth before sin ever existed.
Can you prove it?
Yes, it's in dinosaur bones.
Yeah, well, who's to say that the dinosaurs weren't still around? We just didn't know.
God. Is that what wiped them out? They broke a covenant with your God?
What do you mean?
Well, obviously, Yahweh likes to wipe people out for doing nothing. So maybe Yahweh was feeling frisky one day and was like, you know what? I've had enough of y'all smack. Is that what happened?
Exactly. There you go. Yep.
Right. So the dinosaurs had cancer. What did they do to piss off Yahweh?
Ooh, you got me. I don't have anything for that. I really don't. I don't.
Was the devil around back then too?
I'm on the fence, okay? Listen, I try.
What kind of fence is it? Is it sharp? I think you should get down.
No, it's not that high. It's one of those, like, you know, the brick fences. So it's like wide enough that I can sit. I have my leg dangling.
Brick.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. She's mighty, and she's letting it all hang out.
Yep. But no,
OLG.
OLG.
I think you should Humpty Dumpty lean off this edge, girl. You don't need to be up there.
I know. Every time I try to have these conversations with atheists, I lean more and more that way. But
well, you should lean until you fall over on our side.
Hey,
we'll catch you.
I'm lopsided. I'm getting there. I am.
We got you. We got you. Come on over.
But that's what's so
hard. How hard
like
it was for the dinosaurs.
Right.
Open the door. Get on the floor.
No, but that's what's so hard about these.
Dinosaur.
Like when I do this and I do try to engage in like the prompts and stuff, it really does get to a point where I'm like, I literally have nothing. Like, even if I try to put my Christian hat on, I got nothing unless I start diving into some like thought terminating cliches
dark
or
shit.
something. Oh yeah, and dark shit too. Yeah.
Dark
or conspiracy theories like there's no such thing as dinosaur bones. Those are made up.
When I would portray the deaconess, oh my God, the shitty things I had to say. The shitty things I had to say. Like when they would tell me, like, you can't talk. No man has given you permission. I would have to say, no, my husband is sitting next to me. He said I could speak.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. He was like, yes, I let you speak.
The one time he can actually say that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
So they had to listen.
You guys,
if I had to pretend to be a Christian, I'd struggle too.
I know it is a struggle. I think the worst thing I ever said was, no, there's a couple of really bad things I said, but I remember one that got everybody really, really, really mad. So we would go live and we would pretend we were Christians, and then we would say the most ridiculous things you ever heard, and atheists would get mad at us because they really thought we were Christians, and Christians would get mad at us because they were like, we don't think that, and everything. And so it was like, would be hilarious fight in the audience. But one of the worst things I said one time was, I said, you know, people will say to you that, like, you can't just, like, get rid of family. You know, you can't just throw them away because they don't love Jesus the way you do. But, honey, I'm going to tell you something. They're not your family. They're heathens.
Ooh. Oh, my God. Ooh.
That's horrible.
That hits home for me.
I got so much anger. I got so much anger from people for that. And I was like, oh, okay, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that just fired me up, even though I know who you are just now. Like, it's like, I'm ready to fight.
I think my hot take as a Christian that would get people mad was whenever people would say stuff like, just because I have tattoos doesn't mean I can't be a Christian. I would be like, actually, there's a lot of scriptures that say you shouldn't have tattoos if you're a Christian. And they would not like that.
Wait, I want to know because we had this conversation recently. Somebody said it was not against tattoos, but against, like, scarring yourself or something.
Self-harm.
Oh, scarification. Because that's, like, something tribal. Like, sometimes you'll see that in, like, certain indigenous cultures. Like, they'll scar themselves. Like, there's, like, this one African tribe. Like, they will intentionally use scarification to make their skin look like reptilian, like crocodile skin. I know it's a thing, but there are, from as I recall, it's been a while.
Versus against tattoos, and if there are not specific ones, what are the verses that people use to say that you can't have tattoos, and what does rabbinic teaching say about those? Not robin egg, rabbinic.
Robin egg.
That's cute.
I laid an egg, everybody.
Doesn't Rabbi Hana have tattoos?
I got your funny. Eggs, Robin.
My eggs,
whenever I need teachings, I always look up Robin egg teachings. Okay. Leviticus 19:28. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor tattoo any marks on you. I am Yahweh.
So I think
it was like tattoos to me.
I think it was a pagan ritual, and they were trying to make a rule against it.
Yeah, that's most likely what it was. It was like these heathens, these pagans. They do this, so we're going to be different and not do that. I think that's what it was about. But then I guess it's villainizing stuff. Yeah,
in rabbinic Judaism, the prohibition in Leviticus 19:28 is taken serious. Talmud Makkot 21a. The rabbis define tattooing as writing with ink permanently inserted into the skin. The key elements are permanence and markings. Important rabbinic clarifications. The prohibition is about permanent markings. Temporary body art is generally not included. Intent matters. Some rabbis link the verse idolatrous marking traditions. It is considered a Torah prohibition, biblical level, not just rabbinic fence law. Burial myth. I didn't say anything. Oh, there is no rabbinic rule that Jews with tattoos cannot be buried in Jewish cemeteries. That's a cultural myth. Modern rabbinic perspective. Orthodox generally prohibit tattoos fully based on plain reading of Leviticus. Conservatives still prohibit, but pastoral sensitivity is applied, and Reform often view it as culturally contextual. Some permit tattoos if not idolatrous or self-harming. So it is prohibited according to Orthodox Judaism, and then it would differ depending on your rabbi and, you know, your own beliefs.
That makes sense, because isn't she Sephardi, not Orthodox, or is that different?
Yeah, she's not Orthodox.
Okay.
But here's the twist, and I found this out later. In Revelation, Jesus has tattoos on his thigh. He has his own name in several languages.
Why is Jesus tattooed in Revelation? Let's find out, shall we?
Was it a number? Was it 666?
You guys, thank you for the 45,000 likes and 84 shares. And just hanging out with me today. I am going to be live again tomorrow. And I don't think I'll have a new sermon tomorrow because I'm working on a sermon and a song, but I don't know because sometimes I just finish things. I don't know when that's going to happen. Ask Jesus, ask him in your heart when I will finish it and tell him to let me know. Okay.
I'll talk to him.
Book of Revelation. Book of Revelation 19:16. He has on his garment and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's it. It does not explicitly say the name is tattooed on his skin. It says on his garment and on his thigh. So is it a tattoo? There's three main interpretations. On the garment that covers his thigh. In ancient dress, a robe would fall over the thigh. Many scholars think the inscription is simply written on the robe where it drapes across the thigh, not tattoo required. Symbolic apocalyptic imagery. Revelation is full of symbolic visuals, sword coming through his mouth, eyes like fire, beast with multiple heads. This is apocalyptic literature, not a photographic description. A name written on the thigh could symbolize royal authority, not body art. If taken literally, it still doesn't cancel Leviticus. Even if someone argued it was on his flesh, Christians typically believe Jesus fulfills the law. He already fulfilled it, okay? He is not under ritual prohibitions in the same way. Revelation depicts glorified post-resurrection imagery. So it wouldn't function.
Apologetics.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrea, good to see you. Welcome in.
In my imagination, because as you know, like the robe that he wears is supposed to be like this blood-stained crimson gown. I'm imagining him in like a Jessica Rabbit slit dress where I can see his tattooed thigh.
Well,
yes.
I did kind of have that thought though, because it seemed like in my mind it was first like the garment and then written on the garment over his thigh, but then it also says and usually signifies different things, you know?
Right. I agree with that. I noticed that too. I think it's written on his thigh. And
so long hair.
I think we all know who did it.
Oh Lord.
Garden boy?
Favorite. Yeah, probably the garden boy.
Oh no, not the little boy in the garden he got caught with.
With the kitchen knife.
The kitchen knife.
Oh God, no.
In
the garden.
Yes.
Are you doing that
so
weird?
It wasn't Colonel Mustard.
Who does that weird voice in that song? But yes, you know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim, thank you.
You guys can't even be this old. How do you guys fucking know Tiny Tim is?
Well, that's a little scary movie called Insidious.
It was in the first episode of SpongeBob. That's how I know about it.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, what?
The way you learn things. I would say that's learning it through the grapevine, wouldn't you, Crystal?
Yes, I did not know it was Insidious. I did not know that. But
It's also an Insidious. Yeah.
knew who Tiny Tim was because I grew up when Tiny Tim was famous. I never understood why he was famous, by the way.
Did you ever see him perform that song? Like,
oh yeah, he was on TV performing it.
What did people say back then? Like, was it, because it is different.
I was a child and I thought, what in the fuck are we watching?
Right,
honestly. I thought he was a weirdo, okay? And I didn't understand. I did not understand why. I thought, I couldn't understand, like, is he a comedian? Is this real? Does he think he's good at what he does? And I don't think I still really understand what his whole shtick was. I don't know.
I liked it only because my dad got so irate about it. He was on Johnny Carson, and my dad loved Johnny Carson. Yes. He was so angry watching this guy, and I loved it. It was just seeing my dad get so
that's funny,
just upset, butthurt about it.
To me, it looks like a fusion between Edward Cullen and Weird Al. Like if they somehow were merged into one.
With a touch of Dracula. Yeah. It's so bizarre.
Well, that's where the vampire,
I want to know what
Cullen thing was from. Yeah.
I'm going to look it up. I want to know what his damn appeal was. Hey Mezzo, I don't know if you're still in here, but hello, sir. If I saw you scroll.
Oh, we love Twilight in here. Even honestly, the movies.
Not me.
You don't?
Not me.
What?
No, I hate vampires.
What? Get out.
I gotta tell you that.
Yeah, hi.
If you can go out in the sun, you're not a vampire to me. It's not. You're not. That's the weakness.
Vampires or romance novels. So
what?
You know how I feel about that,
girl.
Crystal, don't you want to be popular?
Yeah.
So what you guys want to know? The funniest thing was when those books came out, my daughter was like in high school, I think. Like just started high school around that age. And my son came up to me and he goes, "Oh my God, Mom, guess what kind of book your daughter is reading right now?" And I said, I don't know, or whatever. He goes, "No, I just want you to guess. I just want you to guess what genre. That's it. Just guess the genre." And I go, "Is she reading a vampire romance novel?"
Oh my gosh. You're like, that's the
and he
worst.
goes, "Yes." And I was like, there's no way. No. So, but I always encourage my kids to read. They read whatever they want. I don't care as long as they're reading, right? Hopefully it's not, pamphlets from, like Watchtower pamphlets, but that would be my worst fear. But no, I don't like them, but I'm okay that, other people like them. It's just not my cup of tea.
Okay, but wait. Have you seen any of them?
No, because I don't like vampires or
Crystal,
romance novels.
Can we?
You have to understand how much I don't like.
Come
them.
on.
I've seen
really cannot stand vampire shows because I think that vampires are stupid.
Okay, so here's the thing, though.
Okay,
wait.
So
here's the thing.
Yeah.
You have to watch it with the full intent of hating it. That's how you get the best watch through. Because then you just sit there and you're just cracking the hell up the whole time.
Because it's ridiculous.
It's so funny.
It's so
then
bad.
I might be able to do it if I get to hate watch it. I would probably enjoy it.
There is a whole Facebook community dedicated to hate loving Twilight, okay? Also, rats, if you're in here, I see you.
Okay, maybe that's what we'll do for my first sleepover in the Discord is we'll all have a sleepover and watch Twilight.
We're having a sleepover? I want to go.
So you're going to get a special brownie and a bottle of wine for this.
Oh,
and then you'll love it.
Yes, that's what I'll do. Yeah. Oh my God, that is what I'll do. I will get a special brownie. I'm not really much of a wine drinker, but brownie will be all I need.
The special brownie is all you need. It's gonna be perfect, Crystal. Right?
I will do that.
I just recently made my wife watch them all through because she's like, I saw like the first one. I was like, oh, well, we're watching all of them.
What did you do to her? My God.
It's a little something that I offer on the back end. You don't need to know about that.
I hope she had brownies.
I will tell you, my mother was one of the most. My mother was one of the most well-read women I ever knew. Like, she went to the library every week, got new books every week, always had a little pile of books that she had from the library and was reading them, plus her own books. And she read all kinds of books on art and, autobiographies and historical books and this and that, all kinds of books. She just read and read and read. But one day it just dawned on me as an adult that like I had admired her so much for her plethora of reading material and how much she read, and she taught me how to love books. She taught me how to treat books like don't bend the pages and stuff. Don't pay attention to this. This doesn't count. It's a dirty, rotten Bible. But books I take care of, okay? Anyway, so she taught me all of that. And then it dawned on me one day, she had a stash of romance novels in my bathroom, by the way. It wasn't even in her own bathroom, okay? Like, she had this whole, cupboard filled. And I was like, she read romance. And I mean those romance novels that had,
Fabio on the cover.
Yeah, Fabio on the cover. That was the kind she.
Oh my gosh! I'm obsessed.
And I hated romance novels, and so I judged her so hard for that. Like, I judged her really, really hard for that. I'm not even gonna lie. And then I also just always hated vampire. I think, first of all, okay, you're biting into the neck, okay? Are your teeth straws? Is that because what are you talking about that you then are they straws? Is that what we're doing here? Is that what we're
obviously
saying?
You haven't read them, Crystal, because we know that vampires have a proboscis. That's how they get the blood out.
Whatever. Anyway, so it all just seems really stupid to me and stuff. So for them to actually come out, well, then they came out with Interview of a Vampire or whatever, and everybody loved that or something in the 80s.
Did you watch that?
No.
Michael Crystal! It's so good!
It's amazing!
Dude, Brad Pitt vampire! Sexy Brad Pitt vampire! Come on!
I feel like my jokes are... The proboscis is what mosquitoes have. They just slurp you with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I did not.
That's okay, man. Not me butchering my own jokes.
But actually, I will say, I think watching Interview as a Vampire when I was younger was probably a pretty good indicator that I'm gay. I will say that. Because them dresses, I like the dresses. They look good on the chestesses. I remember thinking, oh, she's so pretty. I don't know, just
yeah. Oh. The cats keep going in and out of my room, so I let the door open for a little bit, but I'm so loud they came and closed my door. I'm just gonna have to sit there. So for them to come out with this whole vampire romance genre, I don't know, it just too much for me. I can't handle it. I think maybe you guys, I just can't handle all that sexy. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
So my two biggest critiques of it are, firstly, if you're actually, I have three. So my first one is if you're I don't know how to, if you're unmed, you know the word I'm trying to say. I just don't want to get go out in trouble. If you're unmed, then you're cold to the touch. So I can't imagine the embrace of somebody being cold to the touch being like pleasant. Secondly, there's obviously some, I forget like the blood schmetish word, but obviously there's a lot of that going on, and that's like super not me. And then third, and this is just my opinion, if you're a vampire, you go out in the day, you're not really a vampire. You might be deathless. Damn it, I said it anyway. You might be unalive, but you're not actually a vampire.
Have you read or watched Twilight?
I've seen most of the movies.
Okay, because they answer those things, especially in the book.
Ice pee.
It sounds like this sounds like vampire apologetics to me. Hi, Mezzo, welcome to my show.
Yeah, Crystal, I just got to say, I'm on your side with this. The vampire thing never made sense to me. I love a Frankenstein. Like, it's not like, don't get me wrong.
Oh, you like that monster smut.
Yeah.
Got
I'm
it.
into stuff, but just vampires and zombies too kind of just never did it for me. But vampires are just like, they take themselves so seriously and they're so silly. They're so silly.
Okay, hey Mezzo. So Mezzo, is Frankenstein the doctor the villain, or is the monster the villain?
No, he's Frankenstein Jr. The monster is Junior.
Okay, he's Junior.
It's his son, yeah.
But he's not the bad guy, right? Or is he the bad guy?
There's no bad guy in Frankenstein. The villagers are the bad guys. Like the people, humans are the bad guys. That's why it's more interesting. But I will say, Crystal, if you haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows, you should stop this live right now and watch it. This is a vampire show worth watching. Because
okay.
Well, because it's The Office with vampires, and they know it's silly and they make fun of it, and it's so good. It's just like literally one of the best shows that's on Hulu or anything. It's so good.
Okay, I have to watch that. I will
add it to my list.
I prefer the vampire version of Days of Our Lives, known as True Blood. I find that one much better.
I am obsessed with True Blood.
Yeah. We love vampires here.
I can't believe all my friends like vampires. Y'all are weird.
True Blood's okay. I like True Blood.
Okay, but here's the thing. I read the True Blood books. I stole them from my mother in middle school. Okay, so I'm struggling with the show a little bit, but it's okay because the books are still amazing.
You were a little young for True Blood.
That's why I stole them.
Oh, you weren't supposed to read them, and you
No,
just
I
took them?
the Righteous Gemstones.
No, bro.
Does anybody watch the Righteous Gemstones? That's what I like.
I don't think I've ever
Do none of you watch it?
No.
The Righteous Gemstones sounds like a Steven Universe spinoff.
No, it's perfect television. It's really
so good. It is so good. You guys, it's about a family who runs a mega church. It is so good. It is so good. You guys should watch it. I don't know why none of you are watching it.
Where is it?
They're busy with the vampire stuff. They don't have time.
The vampire stuff does take up a lot of my time.
Yes, there's a lot of it.
Crystal, just tell them that in Righteous Gemstones, you're going to love it.
We'll be disappointed.
Prophet, are you in the Facebook group for Twilight?
No, I'm not, because I'm not a hate watcher. I'm a love watcher.
There's some love watchers there too, but we make some great memes.
No, I love the
Twilight
memes.
shit posting, dog. Twilight shit posting.
But the fact that there's good ones out there, gems for sure. But the fact that Mezzo is too cool for zombies, I roll.
No, I mean, I'll watch a zombie thing. I liked the zombies from Game of Thrones. And sorry, it's real loud where I am. But, it's just, that's not my thing. I think the thing about vampires that you guys like is that the people who play vampires are casted they're hot people.
Yes, correct.
Right? Like zombies, you don't get that as much. Frankenstein, I think you should get it more. I would, think you could get a. In fact, since he's made up of multiple people, they should get like a bunch of hot guys together to be like Frankenstein. They could use different parts of different guys. So they're doing it wrong.
See, I think that's why I liked Rocky Horror Picture Show. I mean, because give me a damn break.
Oh my God.
Like, perfectly cast.
Love it.
I'm just saying, you guys wouldn't like the vampires if they look like Chris Farley and Danny DeVito.
Yep, you got me there.
Yeah, that's just literally like it's a troll. Like it's just the same exact thing, but they just call them trolls. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Andrew's mentioning Blade. I think was Blade the Daywalker. I think that was pretty cool.
That was his power. He had all the strengths of the vampires and none of the weaknesses. He was the chosen one.
Okay, I think I remember seeing that. That's a Wesley Snipes. That's probably the most.
I ate enough vampire
I ever watched. Yeah. Oh, I watched Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Look, I do have a favorite vampire, though. It's the Count from Sesame Street.
From Sesame Street.
It's my favorite.
Stop.
One.
Was he a vampire? Was he like a blood-sucking vampire? Like he was
No,
like
he counted. He counted. He was called the Count.
like his victims. Like he would count how many corpses he had laid up in his.
Yes.
Jeez,
Well,
he probably just ate rare steak.
that would be a great episode where we like follow him down to his dungeon, and he just has like
The adult
other
version,
Muppets strung up, and there's blood pooling out of them.
How many BDSM slaves do I have? A 1, a 2, a 3.
That's great. That's perfect.
I'm burning my stir fry. I have to leave, but thanks for having me. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for ruining my childhood. He's just crushed my whole childhood. Thanks a lot, Mezzo. Bye.
He ruined everybody's childhood now. I'm going to clip that, and I'm going to ruin everybody's childhood by clipping it out. Okay? So don't worry about it. You will not be alone. You guys, The Righteous Gemstones is on HBO.
Okay.
And it stars like John Goodman and Danny McBride. And it is hilarious.
Yeah, it's gotta be funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta watch that.
You guys have to watch it. You will love and hate these people so much. Like you're gonna think that this is a documentary. Wait, is this a real church somewhere? Because they seem real,
Love it.
You really gotta check it out.
I'm excited.
Well, you guys, I think I might. Okay, Randy, thanks for being here.
I used to sleep with the blanket all the way up to my neck.
Today. Oh man, yeah. I wasn't afraid of vampires. I actually, I would have wanted one to come and show me how his teeth work. Can you show me? I want to know what happens when you do that.
It depends, because in some universes they come up, in some universes they're always there. Just depends.
I think the first time I realized I liked vampires was with this old show. It was like an old movie from Disney Channel, and it was like this little vampire kid that was a vegetarian, and I swear it set up Twilight for me this whole time.
A vampire that goes after animals and not humans.
Yeah, like his whole family was like, oh, we only drink cows, and what was it called? It had the little Stuart Little actor was the vampire, or was in the movie.
The kid?
Little Nicky?
The blonde kid?
What was a show about a little vampire who was a vegetarian?
You're not gonna confuse it. It's gonna probably think of
Little Nicky. The Little Vampire.
Yeah, the little
was
vampire.
it called The Little Vampire?
Yeah. It's literally called The Little Vampire. It's adorable, and I watched it for the first time as a little kid, and I think that's when I fell in love with vampires.
Okay, we might have to do like a few sleepovers where you guys just bombard me with your favorite vampire shit. Okay?
Yes!
Sounds good. We're starting with Twilight.
Okay. But I am going to leave a little early today and I'm going to go eat lunch because the cats cannot stop. I have a cat trying to get out now and a cat trying to get in, and I'm going to get some lunch. But who is live right now? Is TBV live right now?
Yeah, Trust is live.
Yeah, you guys. Mama Bash just sent me her little clip to go in the video. I've got to work on that. So that's another reason I'm leaving, because I have so much to do. So I have to do that thing to get my whole life in order. And then I got to do the video, and I've got a song and a sermon to write. So I got a lot up my sleeve. Thank you all for being here. Bree, Tahir, Robin, Jerry, thank you so much for being here.